Can you guess what I finally got and where I might be right now? Let's find out. I've only gone and bought a bloody narrowboat, haven't I? Don't throw the scones away! No! Please no!
We have more scones here.
The last few scones of the day, and look at the panic. Look, not even English. Look, panicking.
Can you get some jam?
If anybody understood what she just said, let me know. Look at what you're doing. Right, calm down. I've got you on camera. Just desperately grabbing scones.
No, I'm desperately throwing them away.
Okay.
I'm feeling them now.
Yeah, that's
Can you
fine.
believe
That's okay.
desperation? Either that or like the vultures on a corpse.
You can't throw away a scone in front of a Brit. Like, it's just sacrilegious. I can't even close the thing. I can now. It's fine.
Welcome to Manchester, people. Welcome. I've actually got it. So, long story short, it has been a nightmare just to get the keys for this. I won't say the name of the agency that this was sold through, but for something that you could have a key and hand over the money and that's the sale, this has been painful. So I've probably lost 2.5, 3 weeks just to get them to acknowledge the sale. And on top of that, it's taken me another 5 days of calling every day with no callbacks to get the key. I could have probably broke in by the looks of it a lot easier. But here we go, I've got a narrowboat, and what I'm going to do now is, sorry about the shake, I didn't have my gimbal. I'm going to give you a quick run through. This is fun, this is exciting. So it's night time. I would have liked to have done this in the day, but here we go. We're going to have a little look round, a bit of a detail. So you won't have to look at me too much. We're going to go through the ins and outs, what we've got on the boat, the details of what I can do with it. And as time goes on, hopefully, you can join me on a bit of a decorating, living on experience, because this is brand new for me, and maybe it might give some people some answers and questions, and we can all learn together. I know there's a lot of experienced boat people. I've followed some videos who I'll give some mentions as time goes on, but I think that's given me a lot of information. So as a brand new person at the end of 2023 here in sunny Manchester, joining the boating community, I'm very excited, and I'm glad I've taken that dive just to throw my money at this thing that's floating, which takes a bit of getting used to, the fact that you think I'm actually on a boat right now, but I'm over the moon to finally get inside the thing. You know what, it's quite cozy. You'd think that it's cramped given its small size. It doesn't seem to feel it, and I think once I decorate it and do the spec that I hope, it will feel quite more enclosed and probably cozy is what I'm going for. It's going to be kind of a luxury apartment feel. So watch out, because there's going to be a lot happening over the next few weeks. Okay, so the first quick look through of Hedgehog the Narrowboat as we have a look. This is a bit difficult to get a good angle because of the size, to be honest. But as you can see straight down here, we've got the sink with the hob and the oven. So it's a decent layout. I felt that this might have been a bit much. If it was me, I would have just stuck to the single, not had the draining sink. I would have just had singular sink. I have actually bought a singular sink and a new tap. This whole worktop's going to have to come out anyway, because I need more worktop. If you're going to consider food preparation, that kind of thing, don't cook as much now as you used to, but still. I don't think, realistically, I'm going to be able to do too much with this at the minute, because what is missing on the other side, as you'd get in a lot bigger narrowboat, is the lounge area just here. So the biggest problem is, if you're living in one of these of this size, and it's one of the smaller ones, I'll give you all the specs and details on another part. I've got this as a living room size. It's surprisingly bigger than probably the video portrays, but I can see myself being able to put some kind of a sort of maybe a double seat unit in here, and have a back on. So I wouldn't be able to get necessarily something through that. It's too small, but I am tempted to be able to obviously build something in here. That's just a storage, so that's a sort of a dead back, and obviously this is the back of the oven. Now it's got a small TV here that'll be going. Weirdly, I have kept my gigantic TV. I'm going to see if I can just put a board on here and a bracket and a mount, but it's going to be a new thing. So this is quite a good burner. Don't know much about this, but you know, we'll have a gander as it goes. This is just a idea for people what the purpose is like. We go straight through, and this is what's bugged me, because I bought this without having seen it, and there was no picture of the bathroom, so all I could see was obviously the shower unit here, and it has the drop stand. The silicone job, I can actually get up here because I can't use a tripod or anything, it's too small. Left to be desired. The finish is not brilliant. Obviously someone's renovated houses, but it's good enough. But I think what I'm probably going to do is take the paneling out, and I'm actually going to go full hog and tile it, get some sort of luxury tiles in, and probably replace the piping network, because there's a bit of rusting up there anyway. I think it's probably due, so we can do better with that. If I step into the shower, this is a difficult walk around. There's me on the camera. We've got porta potty, which is lovely. And the one thing I looked at is a guy with a beard that obviously trims hair. The sink is a very small hand basin, what you put in basically a spare bedroom. I can probably at a push down the line look at getting a slightly bigger one. You can actually get like a half moon sink, which would give you a bit more space out. And I'm going to work on something to do this mirror unit, because the mirror unit is crooked. I don't know. Yes, it's sitting crooked, but yeah, I mean, it's good enough. I've stayed in caravans and holiday parks and all of this, so that's fine. One of the more important projects, and it is a bit of a strange one, was in this join. I wanted to build a doorway, so either a very fine uninsulated stud wall with like a half wall with a door on it, because I've always been very partial to a separate bedroom. So even if it is just a way to knock it off, that would just, I think it just give another dimension and another aspect of space to what we got here. So we're going to have a look at that one. So one feature that was apparent on the pictures on the estate agent website was the flooring. So it's got a nice jacquard style floor there. It isn't solid, it's a laminate, but the problem is, as you can see here, this sort of sheeny lump, moisture tends to do this and it will bobble out. You can't really do much with that as a laminate. I'm not going to take it up. I do kind of like it, but because it's a boat, and boats are submerged in water, the one thing you'll find is as the temperature drops more, cold would hit the bottom and your feet would be cold. So I had come up with the idea of carpet. Trying to get a piece of decent carpet when they sell it in 4x2 minimums is not easy. But I want to get a carpet for this bedroom stretch. Quite potentially this living room area, to be honest, because I want to give it that home feel on a small scale. And then depending on the kitchen state, which I need the daylight because I've only got in here after work at night, I will probably just leave this section here as wooden flooring, to be honest. Easy clean maintenance. Dog, he's got to get used to the access in and out and stuff like that. So it's all right. It's not too bad a condition, but you can see if I get right down, it has got quite a wide gap in that, and it's not, there's a ridge. So realistically, either it's an uneven surface underneath, or over a bit of time it's just come up, or moisture could have got into it. Kickboard seems to be hanging out there, so it's not cut. So that's why. So I mean, realistically, I think the hard work on this boat is done. But if I wanted to throw a few more quid at it, I could do a lot more with it. But I think given work and time at the minute, I've just got to be careful. Bedroom. Okay, I can't call it a bedroom. It's sleeping space, we'll call this one. So it's been built as an under-storage high bed. I didn't obviously get to see the storage space, so this is something I had a look at just before recording. It's quite dark. We have a minimal space under here. It's not very deep. It doesn't go as far back as the bed goes. But this is the storage you're going to have. I have come up with a solution which will be off the boat. On the roof, I can attach, I've already bought one, some brackets, so I'll just bracket it down, a security storage box, and then put sort of flower boxes around it to disguise it. That's where I can put a lot of my household items, clothing, things that aren't in use day to day, stationery, that kind of stuff, because that's quite useful space. What I can do is, these units could stay. I'll probably get slightly more practical ones, then go aside. I can get a wardrobe rail with the hooks that click in, so I could actually put a hanging rail down the back, and this could be an underbed wardrobe, because I do have a lot of suits and things like that, given my line of work and things I do, and it does go a little bit back. Unfortunately, I can't get it any brighter at the minute, but it's a nice idea. When we go back up to the bed, I'm looking at the bed. It could be a 4-foot small double size, to be honest. I don't know if it's a... It could be... No, it might be a double size. And I was umming what the mattress was. Sadly, ick. So I'm going to have to get this mattress out. But given the space here to here, that's not going to be the easiest task, because it's an old sprung mattress. So that's going to be quite a tough one to bend. And that's obviously a lot of cack under there, so it's going to need a bit of sorting. I love the foam they've got that. So we've got that space, so it's not going to be ideal. I bought a brand new mattress as well, but I couldn't get in before to measure. So if I measure and check the size of that against this, see if this is a full 5 foot something double, because the other mattress is brand new, it's a lot comfier. So little niddly bits. We've got 2 double sockets either side. They are currently USB, but again, I'm upgrading all of the fixtures and fittings. So I've got some left over from my previous house renovation that will fit straight in here as well. So sleep wise, for me, it's ideal. I will probably sit up here a lot and use the iPad and, you know, do my web searching and review stuff. And again, I'm going to wallpaper all in here. I have a lovely wallpaper. It's very expensive. I've gone down a road I've not done before. It's a pre-stick one, so I don't have to do all the pasting things. Obviously, I'm thinking space. But a lot of the wall conditions, because it's a board, not very good. That's a lot of work to kind of flatten that out. So I'm not going to try too much. If we turn the space here, again, I'm going to wallpaper a different wallpaper and treat that like a living room. So I have its own. I will do something with kitchen walls, just again because I don't want this whitewashed effect too much. I think it's all very neutral, it's great, but I want to make this feel like more of a luxury apartment on a tiny scale. That's another reason I want to keep my big TV and forget about that window and bracket it, because I'm going to work from it as well. It's quite close, but the tech these days, you can sit reasonably close. And the whole square-eyed thing that mums and nans used to tell us isn't true, because we're putting VR goggles on these days. So we'll see how that goes. I think I can do it, to be fair. I've got a couple of TV mount brackets. So yeah, all in all, I'm pretty pleased with it. They've done a decent job of the renovation, but I think when it's me and I buy property, it's got to be the upgrade, and that's kind of what I do. I don't know if I'm going to sort of change the units. I think they're okay. They're a high gloss. They will do me for the time being, but I will probably want to change them out, get a shaker style brass handles to match this. But I suppose it depends if I can get a bit of a hand with a tradesman on this one, because with work and stuff at the minute, I don't know if I'll have time to do it myself. Good little storage on the side. It's serving no purpose, just kitchen cupboards. But again, it will probably house my things, my iron and all that. As I get bits, I'll post up more videos and be a bit more in depth. But I just thought it'd be nice to get an initial walkthrough while it's empty. And I've got the keys. Finally. So all in all, am I happy with the purchase? Yes, I think for the time of what I was trying to do, for the money, I think it's a good buy. It does need a little upgrading, but obviously it's just going to depend. You don't want to go crazy on the price. It is now my home, so I will spend more on it than, say, an investor buying a flat. But hopefully, I think it could work quite well. It now puts me in Manchester city centre. I can walk to work within 10 minutes. I can cycle in 5. There's no more £750 a month rent, so that's a massive saving. And obviously I was a homeowner for quite a few years, and moved to Manchester for work and had to leave my house behind. So now that is sold and finalised, this gives me a great opportunity to be able to sort of rekindle some savings and sort of get out of the lockdown poverty that a lot of people went through. I'm looking forward to the challenge, and I think realistically a decoration job in here, from my experience of renovating, I could probably whip out the whole thing in a day, 2 days if I'm really taking my time. So it should be quite good. I'm looking forward to it, and just sitting in here now without anything of mine around, it's quite peaceful. There's not a lot of noise out for some reason. Previously I just left all the windows open and it wasn't really cold, but I am known for being quite hot. I'm at work sweating, running around doing things, so I'm not too bothered about the cold. I'm quite used to that through things for the years anyway, sleeping in tents and fields and God knows. So hopefully from now I'll be able to do a bit of an in-depth thing of what I'm doing and what's going to happen, and we'll go from there. So stay tuned, like and subscribe. It's brand new to me. I just thought it'd be a nice thing that I can share in my hotels and now narrowboats, as they're both accommodation type, and we can all have a bit of fun with this. It'll be quite interesting. So I'm off home. I need to get some rest and back into work for my last day tomorrow. Take care, see you later, bye.